You're good to go, sir.
Where we're going? Let's get here. Okay, I don't know what the hell they want me to do. I'll answer questions, I guess. I could tell you a little bit about myself, but I figure you know about me if you're in here. Except for you. I'm still not sure what the Great Pumpkin wants from me. I used to look like that when I was drinking. Yeah. That's when you know you got a problem, when you wake up looking like that. Hey, it says something, I'm just not sure what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say with that outfit?
Just having fun being here at the con, enjoying myself.
Big fish, little pond.
Big fish, little pond, okay. That's deep. Get that big fish, little pond, deep. Not just a pretty face to small penis, I know good shit. Oh yeah, that's pretty penis, small face, I'm sorry. Alright, I guess we're through. Anybody else have a question? You in the back, lady. Yeah, you. What's your question? Are you a lady? Talking to her. I'm not ever talking to you. This whole panel, I will not talk to you.
Who was your favorite person to wrestle?
I had a lot of favorites. Just about everybody I wrestled, I enjoyed wrestling. Different guys for different reasons. I mean, Andre the Giant, I was glad to wrestle him because I didn't want him to eat me instead. Ricky Steamboat, because it was just a really good flow, and we never had to talk about anything. We just went out there and did it. Ted DiBiase was fun because he listened to me and would just follow me. Then you had Ronnie Garvin was probably one of my big favorites because Ronnie was a freak. And he was, this is pretty embarrassing, but I would get him in the ring and I would just be wailing on him. You know? We were from I wasn't old school, okay? I was from the school that burned down before they built the old school. And Ronnie, we hammered each other, you know. We kind of enjoyed hitting each other, you know. I don't know why that is. It makes me wonder about myself. But with Ronnie, I would be beating him up. And there's always that point in the match, you know, that the good guy is going to make his comeback, you know, where he rises to the occasion, you know, and charges on to victory and all that shit. But it was real easy for me to read when Ronnie was going to do that, because he would get goosebumps, and then his nipples would get hard.
Yeah.
And then he would get up and just wail on me. I mean, it was weird as shit, man. It turns me on when I think about it now. Oh, well. So I had a lot of different guys for different reasons, definitely. There were only a couple of guys that I just really hated the fact that I was even in the same building with. One of those being Vader, because he was clumsy. He's a very strong man, and he didn't respect other people's bodies. And in wrestling, for me, the most important thing is to protect my opponent. I try to remember that we're both in there trying to make a living, but we both also have families. And in the ring, you're giving your body totally to the trust of another human being. And you know, you're out there working together supposedly for a common goal, and that's to have a great match. But it's pretty scary when you give your body to some guy that just doesn't give a damn. You know, and he broke my sternum twice. And it's not a good injury. It's a very painful injury. It takes a long time to heal. And his reply was, "Oh, I just get excited." Well, I told him he didn't have to worry about getting excited with me anymore because I'd never be back in the ring with him again, which cost him money. Anytime I was in the ring, I was making good money. Okay? Anybody else? Another question? Come on, you can do it. Back.
How did you develop your persona for this name?
That really came from my my childhood. You know, I had a very dark childhood, very very hard childhood, of being sexually molested and stuff. Me and my, it kind of ran in my family, so to speak. My father was he was my father, but that's as far as it goes. He was not a good man, and I was always going through a lot of drama, situations that no child should have to go through. And when you do that, when you have this put on you, you learn a lot. You have to survive. And Jake the Snake was the alter ego for me. I wanted somebody to protect me, somebody that was a bad son of a bitch that would punish people that hurt me. So the character evolved from that. The reason I chose the snake is because I did not want people talking to me about me, because I was ashamed of me. When you're molested and stuff, you often blame yourself for it. You feel dirty, you feel unworthy. It's pretty ugly. And so, if you want people to quit talking to you, just carry a 15-foot snake around, Chances are they're looking at the snake and not talking to you at all. So that was part of the reason for that. I knew that people were afraid of snakes because I was afraid of snakes, okay? Yeah, check this, folks. I hate fucking snakes, all right? This Jake the Snake shit. Really? He digs snakes? No, he doesn't. But I knew that people were afraid of them. I knew they got reactions. And really the biggest reason again was I figured if I had that, you wouldn't want to talk to me about, so how was your childhood? So and it made me mysterious. And again, that's part of the person that wanted to hide from everybody. Okay? Next. Okay.
You could have, I don't know how much you watch the current stuff, but you could have one kick-ass match with any of the current guys out there.
Well, any match I had was kick-ass.
Yeah, all of your matches. If you could have one with any of the current proper guys out there right now, who would it be? I would like to help Randy Orton. I think that I could help Randy tremendously. I know I've talked to his father about it, and I've talked to Randy briefly about it, but it's just not happening for whatever reason. The WWE, maybe they're scared to let him hang out with me. I don't know. There's a good possibility of that. Dean Ambrose, I think I'd have a lot of fun with. I'd love to put that snake on that son of a bitch. I know we did it at Raw, and you've been watching, and he started smiling. Yeah. But you guys don't know why he was smiling. The reason he was smiling is Cena or somebody said, "The snake just shit on you, man." CM Punk said that, and he's like, "Pardon me, why you shit on me?" No, but I am. And of course, I've been in the ring before with Rey Mysterio, so that wouldn't be news. That would be unfair. There's some guys out there I'd like to get the opportunity to perform with. I'd like to wrestle Vince McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
Just to fucking make him miserable. Well, snakes eat chickens. Well, there's some things even a snake wouldn't eat. But, no, I have all the respect for Vince. You don't have to agree with somebody to respect him. And he's done a lot for a lot of people. I'm very happy that the WWE is finally starting to take care of some of the talent with their problems. I benefited from that. I took him up on the rehab a couple of times. Didn't work at all. You know, it's hard to go to rehab and you're in there for 4 months, you know, and you're not doing drugs, you're not drinking, and everything's just beautiful. And then they fucking let you out, and you got 4 months of child support waiting on your ass. You've got bills, you've got creditors, you've got issues, you've got bad children, you've got bad ex-girlfriends, you've got bad ex-wives, and you're thrust back into that life. And that's the worst thing for a recovering alcoholic and addict, is to be bombarded with anything. Because your mind is just getting to where it's starting to breathe again. And with me, every time I went to rehab, I'd last a short time and right back at it. So for me, getting healthy was getting with Diamond Dallas Page and letting him change my life. You know, in the way I looked at things, the way I perceived things, the way I dealt with things. An alcoholic's way of dealing with something is simply get drunk and fucking, you know. That's the way it is, man. And a drug addict is, you know, basically the same thing. You're just gonna get high, and, you know. I'll tell you this: there's nothing in the world that gets better by getting drunk or getting high. It actually gets worse. I'm grateful for not dying, number one. Because God knows I tried. Well, I really did. And, but I learned a lot from those experiences. I can identify with a lot of people out there today that are suffering with that. And I'm so grateful to God and for the WWE giving me that platform. He's Jake the Snake, he's cool, he's bad, whatever bullshit. And I'm running into a lot of addicts that will talk to me. I'm running into a lot of people that have been sexually abused that will talk to me. It's a double-edged sword when you're able to spot people that have been sexually molested. You know, I do these signings sometimes, and I'll see a kid, and I can smell it, I can taste it, I can feel it. And you know, boy, at first, maybe I'm like fucking seeing who they're with, and I'm ready to kick their fucking ass, man. Because there's nothing worse, man, than forcing yourself on a human being, man. I'm not into this violence bullshit. Yeah, I know I wrestled with somebody. I thought, is it? Really? You're both adults that are making money for performing, you know, and you know, if you gotta hit a woman, man, you're not a man. Bottom line. And women, don't piss these dumbasses off. I mean, it's as sick as it is, it's true. There are some women that want that confrontation. What the hell's wrong with you girls? I know. It's what we grew up around. That's what we expect. That's what we saw all of our lives, man. That was it's our gene pool, whatever. No, it's choices, man. And it'd be nice just to have a book that said, dumb choice, good choice, dumb choice, good choice, you know? And let's go by that. But, you know, anger's a vicious freaking animal, man. And I know I feel very lucky that I wasn't one of the kids that are being born today. Because, God, the kids today have so many horrible choices out there. So many ways to go wrong. You know, back in my day, not the covered wagon, but it was close. You know, there weren't a lot of the designer drugs there are today. You know, and I'm glad I missed those, man, because some of those are really nasty. I know some of the drugs that are coming back from Afghanistan, man. My daughter is a psychiatrist and psychologist for Leavenworth, and she deals with a lot of troops. they're getting drugs over there, man, that actually causes their fingers to rot off. And that's getting high? Really? You ever think about shoving a finger up your ass for a good time? I'm gonna get high, but my hand's gonna fall off. Oh, man, just don't get high too many times. But this is what's out there now, man, and it's really sad. It's horribly sad. But I just want to be able to help somebody, man. If I can help one person, that's one less person that's going to have to suffer through what I suffered through. So I know I kind of get off track there, but I do that from time to time. I call them brain farts. Yes, ma'am.
How long have you been wrestling?
40 years. 40 years. That's a long time to live. And,
Did you ever wrestle for Joe Blanchard?
Yes. Yes.
I had front row seats.
Yeah. Joe Blanchard here in San Antonio, Paul Bosch in Houston. Very good men.
Von Erich?
Paul Bosch.
Not Von Erich.
Yeah.
Von Erich's from there, but what's his name had it here at the Freeman Coliseum.
Yeah. Yeah, he's wrestled Freeman Coliseum, wrestled just about every damn where actually. Wrestled in Dallas for the Von Erichs. Was very good friends with Kerry and David, Kevin.
And see, they got into the drug scene too, and that was the bad.
Yeah, they got into the drug scene, but that wasn't where their big problem was. Their big problem was their father.
Yeah,
You know, he was a very brutal man, non-loving.
There's abuse again too.
Yeah. You know, you may call it love if you're trying to push your kid to be something he doesn't want to be, but that's not love.
No.
That's fucking abuse, man.
Do you ever see Tully every once in a while?
I haven't seen Tully in a while. Last time I seen him, I believe he was in Charlotte.
And he's a preacher now.
Yep. Yep.
I miss him.
Okay. Yep.
You go through, is there a story about the creation of the DDT?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty simple. I was wrestling a guy by the name of Lynn Denton, the grappler. And we used to work a little routine where I'd have his head stuck in here, front face lock. I'd work on him. He'd finally go down to the mat, then he'd fight his way back up to his feet. In those days, my finishing maneuver was a knee lift, and like wrestling too. And he'd push me in the corner, then I'd fight him back out the middle of the ring. He'd go back down to the mat, then he'd come back up. Well, one night he started to push me in the corner. He stepped on my foot, and we both fell backwards. Well, me being a baby face at the time, you know, I was young and dumb then, and I jumped to my feet. But I didn't slip, I didn't fall, I didn't look stupid, you know. But he'd heard the people's reaction and realized, man, what the hell? What are they reacting to? But it was just that little movement, you know, him going straight down. So after looking at it, and thinking, you know, that didn't really hurt. I might do that again. You know? I got so many things I used to do that did hurt. I tried to get those weeded out. You know, because you're going to have a long career. You got to have something to do in the ring that doesn't cripple you. It's pretty funny when you first start wrestling. You build your repertoire. You know, I know 100 different moves. I know 120 different moves. I know 150 different moves. And then you get smart. Well, either that or you get crippled. And you start going the other way with those numbers. I'm down to 40 moves. I'm down to 20 moves. Now I do about 4 moves. I do them right, absolutely perfect. And I do them at the right time. Timing's everything. Performing in the ring, to me, is the ultimate high. Being able, I call it masturbating people's emotions. You know, they didn't like that at the Hall of Fame either. But that's what it is. You're taking people on a ride. You know, you can make them stand up, you can make them sit down, you can make them smile, you can make them curse you. You can make them pull a gun and shoot at you. That's happened too. That was a great moment for me. Number one, because he missed. Number two, because I had pushed somebody beyond that limit the same. I had a 70-year-old grandmother cut me with a knife.
And I was really happy about it because she didn't even like wrestling. She'd never been to wrestling before. But she was babysitting her grandchildren one Saturday, and Jake the Snake was on TV, and all the kids are like, oh my God, he's so good. Oh, Mom, Grandma, look at this guy. And she looked at me, and she saw the right picture. This guy's a revolting son of a bitch. He's a fucking bully, you know, throwing a snake on people. So she stood for what was right. And the kids are like, oh, Granny, you need to shut up. You wouldn't do anything to that man because that man's a bad motherfucker. You know? And they laughed at her. That hurt her. To have her grandchildren laugh at her embarrassed her, and it hurt her feelings. And that's when she said, okay, by God, I'm going to find out where that shit is. I'm going to go to that damn arena. I'll cut that son of a bitch. Because that's what she told us. Somebody needs to cut his damn head off. That's what you do to a snake. And I came down the aisle that night, and you know, I had security around me, and as we go down the aisle, all of a sudden the security's gone, and I'm like, oh, there you go. I turned around and looked, and they got this old woman down, you know, and I'm like, well, she had a heart attack, man, what's wrong? No, man, she cut you. I'm like, bullshit. Look at your arm, fucking bitch. I put the boots to her, you know? No, I didn't put the boots to her. I went back and I heard her story, and I gave her a great big hug and said thank you, you know, because she let me know that I was doing my job right. You know, I tell guys, whenever I'm trying to teach them in wrestling, the number one thing you do not do is destroy your own credibility. What you do in that ring, you got to make sure that it looks absolutely perfect. Perfect. If it's a little bit off, you lose people's faith in you as a talent, and you destroy your credibility. Nobody wants to go to a wrestling show and see a bunch of guys out there that are missing things by 3 inches and flopping around like a couple damn idiots. Because if you do, you feel like, you know, you got screwed. You paid good money to see a good show. And if you're getting less than that, then you should be upset. I try to tell guys that it's sort of like, okay, once you destroy your credibility, you can never get it back. Now here's how I prove that. Let's say me and Orange Suit went out, not on a date, take it easy. Not yet. But we go out, and I get him drunk, and he winds up sleeping with a midget. The next day, oh, you're thinking about it, right?
Like how tall is she?
Okay,
Like 3 feet or
the right height. Anyway, the next day, you feel really bad about it because you were married, and you've been with that woman for 20 years, and by God, you got wonderful children, you built a nice home, but Jake got you drunk and you screwed him, didn't you? So you feel pretty rotten. You feel so bad and you're so stupid, you decide to go tell your wife. So you tell her that, sweetheart, you know, friggin' Jake, you ain't blame me. This night, baby, you know how much I love you. You know how close we've been all those years. Our journey through life together, working our butts off to build our beautiful home. Our honeymoon. Our anniversary, I never missed one. But Jake got me drunk last night and I screwed a midget. And I feel really bad. But you know for a fact that that's never happened before. Does she believe you? Oh, ladies, that's a no good son of a bitch, isn't it? And you know he's done it before, hasn't he? See, guys? Although you haven't, you've destroyed your credibility, so anything you say is a lie. So don't go out with Jake, don't look at midgets, and respect your wife, man. I'd like to bring this subject up because something I want to say.
You know, when I became a quote-unquote star, my partying ways, and there were young ladies out there that wanted some time with Jake. And I was more than willing to accommodate, because I needed to put more notches on my gun belt, I guess, or truth is I was so insecure and so stupid that I thought that I could make myself stronger and better by having these conquests, you know, spreading myself around and just abusing my relationships. You know, and a lot of guys go, "Oh, dude, you must," yeah, I did, man, I did, yeah. But there's nothing to be happy about there. Because I found out that not only did you destroy one relationship, I wound up being married 3 times. You know, and that's a whole other story. Find yourself somebody you can love and keep it to one person. There's something to be said about that. For Jake Roberts, it went from having one girl a week to having one girl every couple of hours. And then it got worse. It got to 2 girls at once, with a clown and a donkey and a whistle and a song that goes boom, boom, boom. All these different things to get excited. What chance did I have to go home and make love to a single woman? Oops, didn't think about that. So now I'm going home to the woman I supposedly love, which is bullshit because I didn't respect her relationship. But I didn't want to fail her because I didn't want her to divorce me because I couldn't afford that. What a stupid ass reason to stay married now. Uh-oh. She's pretty young to hear this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got bad speech problems.
Okay, let me know.
No problem, sweetheart. You can come back. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. I'm single. Don't be a fool, guys, and think that nobody will know. She knows. She knows. And it doesn't make things better, man. And if you want a healthy sexual relationship with a woman, treat her right. Be fair with her, man. Yeah, I've been in locker rooms where there was this wrestler who said to me one time, he says, are you going out to the bar? I'm like, yeah, I'll have a few drinks later, but I got to call home. Well, why? Your wife don't trust you, huh? Oh, you're a dick. You're a real dick saying that to me. So a few nights later, he said, Jake, I'm sure you can't go to the bar. You got to call home, right? Check in, right? I'm like, you don't have to call home? He goes, no, my wife trusts me. So your wife trusts you, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, but look what you're doing. Do you trust her? He got pissed off, wanted to fight. Too bad he got his ass kicked. I was waiting. But take care of your relationships, man. If you want to be a real man, take care of your family. You know, that's something I've gotten a second chance on. After deciding to heal my body, I abstained from sex for 8 years. It's okay. I just started back a couple weeks ago, so you have to worry about it. I wasn't sure I was ever going to be able to have a sexual relationship again, because I just really burnt myself out. You know, to get mentally excited or to get physically excited, man, just, what are you going to talk about? Next question. Anybody? Yes.
What was it like working with Macho Man?
It was fine. You know, Randy was high strung. You know, I miss him. He was never boring with Randy. Because he didn't know what he was doing. That's what you guys are going to do. Randy was always, he wasn't real sure of himself in the ring. He had a lot of issues too. You guys know anything about him? His father is in the Guinness Book of World Records. For what? Anybody know? Doing setups. 6,033 setups. Yeah, pretty fucking crazy, isn't it? So now you know what Macho Man was about. He's a crazy son of a bitch too. Leaping Lanny, on the other hand, is a pretty weird dude. I won't talk about it, what he's famous for. Wish I could do it, but never mind.
Yeah.
Next. Yes, ma'am.
When you were calling out your opponents on TV, did y'all practice that before, or was it just off the top of your head?
For me,
Yeah.
bingo. That's why it worked. That's what's wrong with it today. It's all scripted bullshit. It's a reality show. Fuck. It gets me, man, what they can call a reality show. There are no reality shows, folks. It's all scripted bullshit. But it shows through, doesn't it? See, that's what was so great about being in the ring with a steamboat or a running Garmin. Just watch his nipples and go. I never looked anywhere else. I should have thought about that. Steamboat. There's some people that painted with a spray gun, and there were some people that were Picassos. And Steamboat was Picasso, man. We'd go out there and have so much fun. And it is so much fun to go out there and be so in sync with somebody that you can just do anything and they're going to react the right way, and they'll open the door for you to do something else. These guys today, they might as well have a book out there and turn it to page 32 and start doing move after move. This is all horse shit. There's no feeling, there's no love, there's no gut to it, man. There's no balls to it. And, it's a shame because if done right, a great professional wrestling match is a work of fucking beauty. I mean, even some of the crazy shit that I did, with Earthquake, killing this thing. When they came to me and said, Jay, what do you think about this situation? I'm like, well, cool. They said, yeah, he'll knock you down, you'll be outside the ring, and you'll look back in the ring, and then your snake will ding, and we'll be in the bag, and the bag will be squashed, and you'll get all upset. I'm like, I don't think so. No, let me think about this. And my idea was, this is my pet, okay? This is my wife. Because that's how you have to look at it. And if I wanted to really be traumatized by it, she would be raped in front of me. Not me in the next room listening to it. Tie me in the ropes and make me watch you defile her. That's real hate. So that's where I went with it. I was tying me in the ropes. And then, I did all this shit off the top of my head whenever I went back to the bag. And I can't get the bag open because I want to be into it so fast, And people were like, man, you couldn't get the bag open. No shit. I couldn't, because lots of times if I got my head into something, the things that I was thinking would become true. I've actually went out and acted like my arm was hurt so long and so intently, and my fucking arm was hurting. That's just like, what did I do to my arm? Well, nothing. Then why the hell is it hurting? Because I took my mind on this trip with you, and I convinced myself I was hurt. The power of the mind is something to be dealt with, man. It's something to be explored. Good and bad. Don't you think like that. I'm not thinking about a midget. Or a pumpkin.
Is Shawn Michaels coming back?
I have no idea. He lives here in San Antonio, I believe.
Wolverine.
Yes.
Who was your most physically demanding match?
My most physically demanding match? Probably the Rick Rude thing whenever we were going for the belt. We had to do 20 minutes through in Atlantic City. Rick was another one of those guys. It was a racehorse and a purebred, because that fucker was in shape. And it's always blown me away how insecure most wrestlers are. Because you go out there and you perform and it's a pony match, you know what I'm saying, which is total bullshit. It's much more real than you think. And to go out in the ring and perform, and these guys have been doing this for years, yet they're still not sure they're that good. Especially when they would get in the ring with me, because they feel like I was a little bit better. So they would try harder. Savage was probably the worst. I mean, my God. If you even suggested to Randy, this is really important, he wouldn't keep, brother, we gotta come up with some extra shit, you know? Like, you know? He beheaded me. Randy, what else do you want? I don't know, brother, but they're gonna be watching. We gotta do some new shit, man. Gotta do some shit they don't even fucking believe. No, dude, we don't. Do what got you to the show. You understand? If you got the opportunity to be in the main event, it's because you're freaking good. Give them what they expect, what you've been giving them. Don't change your whole repertoire because it's another match. No. Can you imagine if Jake Roberts went to the ring with no snake bag and didn't do a DDT, he did I don't know, a schoolboy? Most dangerous old in wrestling today is a schoolboy. Everybody gets beat by that. I don't get that either. That pisses me off. It's like you'll watch Raw and there'll be 3 guys get beat by the mean and horrible, bone-crushing schoolboy. Because these cocksuckers are so fucking insecure that they don't want to get beat by a guy's best move. It was brilliant thinking. I don't want to be beat by this guy's move that he's developed over years and made it his signature thing. No, I would much rather get beat slipping on a banana peel and falling over the back of somebody and looking like a total twat. Where's your fucking head at? But they're so insecure that they don't want to get beat by that guy's signature move. Are you a fucking idiot? If you're going to beat me, I want you to do your best shit. Because I want to say, hey, that guy's got some good shit. Now, I don't want to say to the public that, oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention, man. I was kind of like rubbing my nuts and shit. And she was going to shit down the first row, and that motherfucker beat me as a schoolboy. You know? What kind of pro am I? You know? That tells me that I'm not a pro. I'm some jerk off that shouldn't even be out there. All right, next. He's too young to be in here, bro.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Because this girl up here talks dirty. Yeah, the one with the feather. Yes.
Out of all the runs that you had through your great career, what was your most memorable?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah, way too many, man. I wish to hell that I could remember a lot of my earlier matches. I can't remember those anymore, man. You know, there's something to be said about concussions. I know I've got issues now with my hands and my feet. The ligaments in my hands and feet are contracting. So they tell me it's from being hit in the head too many times, so I had to go take a test. And you know, all the focus now on concussions. You know, they're saying, you know, this guy's had 3 concussions, his career's over. Are you fucking serious? 3? Really? because they asked me to start figuring out how many concussions I probably had. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. In wrestling, I was wrestling on the average of 320 days a year. But on the weekends, I wrestle 4 times, not 2 times. So that's even more. All right. Accidents do happen. I'm hearing the voices again. Let's just say I had 4 a year. That's not a whole lot. When you're wrestling every night, you're being picked up and thrown and tossed and hit with metal chairs and all that. Yeah, that was back before we really laid them somebody's in, because nipples guys are going to get really hard here in a minute. They hit really hard with this chair. Over 40 years. That's 160 concussions, man. I'm starting to have issues. There'll just be moments where I'll be talking, man, and I'll just bite my tongue a lot, because I'll be talking and my tongue just doesn't get out of the way. Still not bad. I'm 59 now. 59 years young. Feel pretty damn awesome, man. Getting sober has been a big part of it, but even bigger part of it is regaining my family and my faith. Because life is pretty empty when you don't have anybody to share it with, whether it be your children, a lady friend, a midget, or a pumpkin. I'm getting scared of you. I don't know. I made me fall in love. Next. Yeah.
Who did you train under? Or what wrestling school did you go to? Or?
I did the dumpling. I did the dumpling. Trial and error method. I just went out there and did it. And it's not what I recommend to anyone, because I paid a heavy price in the beginning. I'm not sure which is worse, because today they got so many people with schools that are uncredited. You know, like, I'll see somebody, so you're going to wrestling school, okay? Who's the Top Gun? Who? Never heard of him. That's what you got to be careful of, you know. There's a lot of ruthless bastards out there that are hurting a lot of young kids, man, by taking their money and then get put together a ring in the backyard or whatever, and having to do all this crazy horse shit, and they have no right to be teaching you, you know. I mean, I wouldn't want my wife to go to a gynecologist and find out the guy's a mechanic instead. What do you mean he's never? Well, yeah, he's worked on other stuff. You know? And basically, there's a lot of that going on out there right now, and it's not right, man. And if you know somebody that's going to a wrestling school, tell them to get the hell away from it unless they know the guy that's running it's done it. You know? Because it's not right. Next.
Is there anybody that currently wrestles today that you really like in the WWE?
Yeah. Next. You just asked me to say who. None of your fucking business. Hornswoggle. I'll get my midget. There's some talent out there, man, but I like the Samoan guy that's with the Shield. Yeah. I love Bray Wyatt. Yeah. I almost feel responsible for part of his trouble.
I used to hang with his father. His father, when he broke in, he was around me, and he suffered some horrible nights. Stuff I can't talk about. Well, I could, but I won't do that.
Confidential.
Not really. Just, I don't want to get his nuts cut out by his ex-wife, by his wife. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if anyone's asked or not, but will you be making any future appearances on Monday Night Raw?
I don't know. I'm a whore. You put me up, I'll be there, baby. That and I love wrestling. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope it does. Right now, I've got so much going on in my life. I'm finishing up a book, about 600 pages. It's not your normal wrestling book. It's got a lot of stuff that's going to change a lot of lives, I think, help a lot of people that are suffering and going through some stuff. Plus, it'll teach a lot about real wrestling, about wrestling that is what I believe to be good. Doing that, I'm starting my comedy tour, which is, I call it a snake's tail. Kind of catchy, isn't it? Damn, I'm good. I don't like throwing that out there, man. There was one guy, you guys all know him, I'm not going to say his name. Big son of a bitch. And, he was fucking clotheslining me, man, nearly tearing my fucking head off. And I'd had surgery after the DiBiase stuff. Well, actually, after the honky-tonk stuff, they made the guitar. But I had to have surgery on my neck, and this guy's clocking me. And I'm like, dude, man, what the fuck, man? He's like, you know, Jake, maybe you're just getting a little too old. You need to get out of the business. Shouldn't have fucking said that shit. Because the next night, he threw that arm up there. I don't know how it happened. Trust me. He clotheslined me, but I don't know, something happened. And it tore his bicep in half. I hate when that happens. Fuck you. Because when hearing a bicep pop is really cool sound. It doesn't sound like you think. It's more of a snap. I thought it was broke. It just tore it in half. And he had a very big arm too. He still has one big arm. The other one's not as big. But he went down like a sack of shit and screaming at the top of his lungs. And I remember what he said to me. Remember, Shaky can't take it anymore. Maybe you should quit, right? I just went down and repeated the words he said to me. As I grabbed his fucking arm and ripped on it. Yeah. Sorry, Sid. Oh, did I say that?
And let me tell you, it don't feel good to have it replaced.
She's taking them out, guys. All right. Yes.
What's your opinion on Triple H?
Great talent. Smart man. I have no problem with Triple H.
Okay.
No. God, I'm good. I have no problem with Paul. He's helped me. He learned well. I know.
He did.
When he first went to WWF, I was there, and we had to do a few days together. And he went back and told Vince that he learned more with me in the ring in 3 nights than he had learned the previous 5 years. So that's not a bad compliment. I love teaching people, wrestlers, and others. I've been quite successful helping other wrestlers. They've been very successful. From Diamond Dallas Page to the Road Warriors
Yes.
to Shawn Michaels to Stone Cold.
doing it. I do it because I love wrestling. You know, I really do. Next. Yes.
How did you know Steve Austin would become a big star when you worked with him in '96?
Right.
Yeah. How did you know?
Because I told Vince that was going to be his next big star. Vince says, no, he'll never be past mid-card. But I knew it because he was, I seen the character in him. And all that had to be done was, number one, get the ringmaster bullshit off of him. That was so fucking okay. And don't let Ted DiBiase talk for you when you got a better fucking stick than DiBiase does. Steve Austin had. Undertaker, another guy that I taught. He didn't do too bad. If he just stuck with me, he'd still be undefeated. Next. Good, because I'm tired. How we doing?
You got like 4 minutes.
Well, fuck you, I'm done now. Thanks, guys. In closing, just do me a favor. Hey, shut up. I don't care if it's your girlfriend or not. Just do me a favor. Consider this. Stop the hate. Try helping somebody instead of pointing a finger and saying, look at them. Rethink that thinking that you're not going to help this person. Rethink that thinking that says they don't deserve another chance. We all do.